Hello again. We have news now of a miraculous escape. A teenager who jumped 100 feet to escape a fire in a block of flats on Tyneside has been recalling the moment he had to make a life or death decision. Paul McNally from Sheffield is still in hospital weeks after his escape from a block of flats in the centre of Newcastle. He broke a number of bones and suffered a brain hemorrhage, but he's alive. Andrew Friend has this report.
The fire was getting closer and closer. It was immense, and I could see telly and video melting in the room. It was like, I thought, wait, the heat was so bad, and I thought, wait, this is only one chance, and smash wind, and like attempt to jump onto a ledge or something. But like, I went all 100 feet down.
It was the gamble of Paul McNally's life, and it paid off. He broke his neck, his wrist, his elbow, and shattered his pelvis, but he survived. He was trapped on the 8th floor of Buick House in Newcastle when fire broke out in the flat he was staying in.
Don't know way out, so it's either burn to death or jump out a window and chance of survival. Which is, to me, it's like turned out just where I wanted it to. Because like I've got injuries, bad injuries, but like it'll only be a few weeks and I'll be walking normal again.
After initial treatment on Tyneside, the 19-year-old Newcastle fan is in hospital near his home in Sheffield, where he's doing well despite all his injuries.
Yeah, he's going pretty well. He's still got quite a lot of foot sort of movement coming back, and slowly getting a bit of hip control back. His right side's quite good, but the left is still a bit weak. The elbow's still quite stiff, and I'm not sure how much he'll get back from that, but yeah, from a fall he's doing pretty well.
And to help his spirits further, Paul will be guest of honour when his team visits Sheffield Wednesday this Saturday. Andrew Friend, North East Tonight.
We'll be previewing cup action in 2 sports in our Tuesday sport. An exclusive interview with Britain's grumpiest man, Victor Meldrew, alias Richard Wilson. All that's still to come. But first, we have more news stories from around the region.
Good evening. The driver of a beach train has been charged with causing the death of a boy who was run over while at the seaside with his grandmother. Alexander Weatherly, who was 6, was killed instantly by the council-owned train as he ran across Redcar Beach last May. The boy from Stockton was deaf in his right ear. 59-year-old Brendan Conlon from Gresham Road in Middlesbrough has been charged with causing death by dangerous driving. He's due to stand trial at Teesside Crown Court on a date to be fixed. The Health and Safety Executive's investigations are continuing. Sunderland Football Club is preparing to face some tough opposition off the pitch. Protesters on Wearside are objecting to the club's multi-million-pound plans for a new sports academy to be built on Greenbelt land. They say there are areas in need of development in the city centre. Newcastle United underestimated opposition to their plans for a new stadium on Castle Leazes. Protesters in Sunderland are hoping to learn from that battle.
Sunderland are enjoying an unbeaten run in the First Division, but they may well find the toughest opposition closer to home. A month ago, they unveiled plans to turn this area of Greenbelt land into a sports academy complete with 19 football pitches. It would effectively swallow up the last area of Greenbelt between Sunderland and South Tyneside. Local people won't give that up without a fight.
We only have wee pockets of Greenbelt left. They are fragile, they are precious, for recreational purposes, for educational purposes, and for historical purposes.
If it was to happen, what would you feel about it? I'd be very upset with children in the towns and in the villages surrounding the area wouldn't see the sheep grazing, they wouldn't see the cows grazing, and that's something that we need to look out for future generations.
The £8 million plans will help the club cultivate young talent as well as providing facilities for the professionals. It's something the fans want to see, but even they say there could be other places to put it.
From a Sunderland football fan's point of view, if the academy will be good for the future of the club, then we'd like it to get built. But the club are going to have to go through all the right environmental departments and make sure they're doing everything correct. And if at the end if in the end they're not allowed to build it on that land, then they're just going to have to look somewhere else.
No one from the club was available for comment, but in a statement they said they're committed to being good neighbours, and in fact their plans will help safeguard the Greenbelt for the future. The newly formed action group is claiming strong support, and they'll be fighting the plans every step of the way. Philippa Young, North East Tonight, Sunderland.
There's fresh criticism tonight over plans to create a new school for an area of Stockton. Education officials need to merge 2 schools in Thornaby because of surplus places. The plan's already been attacked by parents in Ingleby Barwick. Now parents in Thornaby say they're unhappy as well.
The new school will be sited here at Basildon and will be created out of a merger with the nearby Dean Comprehensive. It'll cost £6 million and will take pupils from Thornaby and Ingleby Barwick. Already parents from Ingleby Barwick have expressed their anger at the plans, claiming that there are enough children on the estate of secondary school age to warrant their own comprehensive. Now parents whose children attend the Dean and Basildon schools in Thornaby say they have concerns too. Neil Harrison has a daughter at the Dean.
The main concern is the size issue, going from what we chose, a very small school, which we did deliberately, which had a very nice philosophy, very good ethos, where she was an individual, who was seen as an individual, being moved into a very large school at a time of great concern. She will have just started her 4th year and starting her GCSEs, and that mainly causes us great concern.
Neil's not on his own. 150 Thornaby parents turned up at a public meeting last night at Basildon School. They were worried about the lack of choice. At the moment there are 2 schools. If the plan goes ahead, there'll only be 1. There are also concerns about extra traffic. Stockton Council says it will listen to the parents' views, but the borough's Director of Education believes the new school will be an improvement.
What we hope that we are doing is building on strengths and seeking to improve. That is the fundamental issue underpinning what we wish to do. It is our intention to give them an even better deal in the future for their children than they have at present. So we want to give them better facilities.
A final decision will be taken by the council in March, and the plan has to be approved finally by the Department for Education. If all goes to schedule, the new school could be open by September next year. Jonathan Morell, North East Tonight, Stockton.
Hundreds of mourners turned out today to say farewell to the former Yorkshire and England cricketer David Bairstow. His wife Janet found him hanged at their home in Marton-cum-Grafton last week. Fans of the former wicket-keeper joined his friends and family at a funeral service at Aldborough near Boroughbridge.
A man of clear stature in both Yorkshire and cricketing life. Today, David Bairstow's coffin was borne by 6 former county teammates, as over 500 people came together to pay their last respects. At St Andrew's Church at Aldborough near Boroughbridge and the home of the Bairstow family, the Reverend Philip Smith led the service.
We're here to mark the tragedy of David's death, and we bring with us lots of emotion and lots of different emotions: anger, guilt, grief, sorrow, shock.
Sentiments echoed by David's son, Andrew Bairstow.
He was a caring husband and a very proud father. Nothing he enjoyed more than watching Becky dance around the maypole or Jonathan play football. Let's not forget above all, he was a very good friend, an excellent storyteller, and not a half-back cricketer.
It's very, very sad. He was a tremendous competitor on the cricket field, always chirpy. And what I remember about him when I umpired Yorkshire matches, he was there behind the stumps. You could hear his voice all over. If it was at Headingley, he was marshalling the Yorkshire players. You could hear him in the centre of Leeds, his voice. That's what I'll always remember David.
A very poignant occasion, and amazing to see just so many people here in this beautiful church. I think we're all filled totally with shock still. All of us were so stunned when the news broke last week that none of us could quite come to terms with it.